Hey, what's going on everyone? Matthew from therighttrader.com back today with another daily crypto update. Today we're going to go over the normal schedule of Rayblock's Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, Ripple, Neo, Vertcoin, Monero, Misigo, Lisk, Cardano, and IOTA, all of those in a technical analysis on TradingView in that order in just a second. Other than that, if you're interested in monthly cryptocurrency buying opportunities or 5 high return cryptocurrencies for your 2018 portfolio, you can find both of those things in my premium content. And I'll have a link to that in the description of this video. Otherwise, if you want to start trading altcoins, go check out Binance. Also have a link to them in the description of this video. So let's take a look at what's going on with the market here. And if we look at coinmarketcap.com, there is a lot of green over the past 24 hours, which is great. Ripple is one of the big cryptos that's seeing a very strong bounce. That's something I called for in my previous daily crypto update. And as you can see, I mean, it's pretty much green across the board right now, right? A lot of them going back to near where they were previously, actually, like Neo, for example, at least the stronger ones. Cardano is doing very well here as well. And Tron, wow, massive move for Tron, up 102% over the past 24 hours. So cryptocurrencies are definitely bouncing. This is what a lot of you wanted to see, and it's a great thing. Now, one thing that I do want you to realize is we are not necessarily fully out of the downtrend, the little downslope that we got put in. Now, it is very good that these cryptos saw a strong bounce here, and that's something that we did want to see. I'll go over the charts, but basically, we still want to try to get above this $12,788 level, for example, with Bitcoin, right? Because we still have these pretty big resistances ahead now. Following this drop, and want to try to get back above those to really consider ourselves back into a bullish territory and in bullish momentum. So that's the only thing that I would maybe be aware of, and of course that's just my opinion, right? But let's take a look at some recent news that could help. You know, there was no real news for the bounce, but this is something that definitely may put people back into a bullish perspective. And I feel like it, yeah, I mean, basically South Korean officials were caught insider trading on cryptos. So the news was that the South Korean government officials have reportedly been caught insider trading, and that they sold all their cryptocurrency holdings and profited just before the regulators announced crypto regulatory measures. So this is something that, you know, people got a little bit of peace of mind after seeing all the South Korea FUD and knowing that it was all what it seems like to be insider trading. So, I mean, you know, the crypto markets are definitely not free from dirty games here. And take a look at the Rayblock's chart, we can see that we're basically out of our at least initial downtrend over here, right? And if I go ahead and put on the 30-minute chart, we still want to try to get above this, let's see, the high over here of 170,000 Satoshis. That's definitely a level I want to try to break above to kind of complete this rounded bottom, little cup with handle formation. And once we do that, we can pretty quickly start moving back higher towards, you know, 200,000 Satoshis. Of course, now we have to scale back up this whole downtrend, which is definitely not impossible, right? And it does seem like we put in a bottom now. So that's what we can be expecting moving forward, is climbing back up there. And RSI looking pretty strong here, now in bullish territory, and got a really nice long crossover after that, after the dip on the MACD. So let's go over to the Bitcoin chart here, and this is going to be one that's very indicative of what to expect for the market movement moving forward. Now, what's nice with the Bitcoin chart is we got this really nice bottom candlestick put in right over here with this long lower wick, and now that's being confirmed by this green candlestick that's really climbing up higher now. So the one problem with this is, like I said, we're not back above, you know, some big previous resistance levels like $12,788, and then even if we do get back above that, we still have to get back above the uptrend line, right, to really be back in full bullish momentum. So that's going to be pretty hard to do because we also have the previous downtrend line. And I would say let's take a look. Let's see if we can get back above $12,788. That'll already be a very good sign. If we manage to do that, from there we may have to consolidate just a bit before breaking out of these downtrends and stuff. But if we don't manage to get back above that, then maybe this bounce is kind of temporary in the sense that we'll probably see some consolidation afterwards, right, in this area around $11,000. So that's what I'd look for. And otherwise, as far as the indicators go, not actually looking that bullish yet. Have a little bit of an uptrend now forming on the histogram, but we're not seeing any kind of crossover on the MACD or RSI or any kind of flattening out. So that is something that we do want to see to also kind of confirm that we're truly back in bullish momentum. So let's take a look at Ethereum, and pretty similar here actually. Let me just make sure I'm on the right charting time frame. But Ethereum is pretty similar to Bitcoin in the sense that we do have that bottoming candlestick over here with that massive lower wick, which means that buyers bought up those price levels. And we're now trading back above the middle band, which is very good. The only thing with Ethereum is we want to try to get out of this short-term downtrend right here. As soon as we can do that, and we're already trying to do so, I would say that we're already pretty much back in bullish territory. Of course, we would want to get back above the uptrend line, but that's pretty steep, and there is still room to move up even if we don't right away get back above the uptrend line. So I'm not too worried about it. Same thing though here. We still want to see these indicators flatten out a bit more and then sooner rather than later get a crossover to really consider things back in action. Let's take a look at Litecoin now and see how Litecoin has been doing. So looks like Litecoin is coming up nicely back above $200 now. The big resistance for Litecoin moving forward is going to be that $218 mark and then breaking out of the downtrend. As for the indicators, it's trying to come back up. Same thing, not looking, not flattening out that much for the MACD and histogram. Histogram is actually, slight uptrend now in the making, it looks like. But for the RSI and MACD, still downtrending, not flattening out just yet. So that's something to be a bit careful with. And really, the main key is we're gonna see if we can actually get back above $218 because we may come and test this and then fall back down a bit, consolidate. So that is going to be, it looks like it's going to be a pattern for a lot of these cryptocurrencies as we move back up, and we need to make sure that we're really out of the woods before we can celebrate. And for Ripple, this is one that's moving up big time now. I actually thought that Ripple was going to be one of the big cryptos to really move back up quickly, and the reason for that is, for one, it got very oversold, I feel like, and Ripple has a lot of big money backing it. So when you get Ripple at a big discount, makes it much more attractive for that money to pour back in, and got that pretty big downtrend here, bounced off that $1 mark basically, now breaking out of this short-term downtrend, which is very good and exactly what we wanted to see, also getting back above $1.50. And I said that as soon as that happened, we should be able to pretty quickly move back up higher. So wouldn't be surprised to see this climb back to $2 in the near future here over the next week or two. And RSI downtrend is broken out of as well. MACD coming back up nicely here. Looks like we might start to get that beginning of the rounding up. And that's already kind of happening a little bit on the histogram. So Ripple is actually one of the cryptocurrencies that's looking the best right now from what I can see. Take a look at NEO, which is also very strong. That's because it's been strong actually throughout of this. So it's kind of normal that it's one of the first to really start getting back into action. Now trading back above $150. Probably going to make a move towards $167. We'll see if we'll get back above that resistance level there. If we do manage so, pretty much back to the all-time highs at that point. If we don't, probably just going to see some consolidation in this area in between $139 and $167 as we will try to move up higher, right? Maybe bouncing off the uptrend line further down the line. Indicators, not looking bad. We managed to keep up this uptrend on the MACD, same thing on the histogram. And for the RSI, I want to try to get back above that 70 line. Let's take a look at Vertcoin now and see if Vertcoin is improving. So Vertcoin trying to get back above $5. We'll see if it manages to do so. It's definitely bounced very nicely off $3.23. Got a pretty overextended hook here on the MACD, trying to come back out of the downtrend line on the RSI. So we'll see if those two things happen. I'd say we really want to try to get back above $5, and honestly the downtrend is pretty close at that point, but if we can get back above $5, that'll be a very good sign for Vertcoin. If we don't, probably going to consolidate in this lower range over here. But as you can see, we went pretty low below the Bollinger Band over here, so we're trying to get back in a more reasonable range there, and that's kind of what's happening. Let's take a look at Monero now, see if that's also seeing a very good bounce. Looks like it is. Trying to get back above $350. Didn't manage to do so just yet, but it is moving higher towards that. And the MACD still downtrending. Same thing on the RSI. We do want to see those two things flatten out. And moving forward, just want to try to get back into that $350, above $350, going towards $416 range. That'll put us where we were previously, and that's all we need to see for now. Let's take a look at OmiseGO, see if it's also doing good. Looks like OmiseGO is trying to get back above $20. Got that really nice bounce off that 44 level on the RSI. Looks like the MACD might start to hook back over here after a pretty overextended move towards the downside. But same thing, we do want to start to see those indicators start to really turn back over towards the positive levels and flatten out at least. As for the price, trying to get back above $20, that'll be key, right? Let's take a look at Lisk now and see if Lisk is doing good. So Lisk is trying to get back above $25. Also very similar to OmiseGO, a bit of an overextended move here on the MACD that looks like it's coming back up. Same thing really on the histogram, and trying to come out. It looks like we're peeking out of the downtrend line on the RSI, so that's a good sign. Now, the one thing that I'll say for Lisk is that there's a lot of resistance at this $25 area, mainly because we have a big support resistance level there and the downtrend line. So if we do manage to get out of that, that'll be a very good sign, right? Maybe we can pretty quickly get back towards $27, $28. But it is going to be pretty hard just because there's a lot of resistance there. Definitely not impossible, especially if the market, comes back up strong. And let's take a look at Cardano, which is actually a cryptocurrency, one of the very few cryptocurrencies out there that didn't really experience that much of a drop like the others. And it held its way, even bounced a little bit throughout all of this. So we're now seeing it come back up very nicely as well. That's also in part due to the fact that it was one of the stronger cryptocurrencies throughout all of this, and it's now back above the middle band, which it wasn't managing really to hold above on the previous two, but now we're back above it fully, and looks like the MACD is coming back up as well. Same thing on the histogram. We also, I believe, broke out of the downtrend line on the RSI, yet another very good sign. So we will have a little bit of resistance over here at, let's see, 6,263 Satoshis. And then at around 7,000 Satoshis as well. So those are two levels that we need to make sure we're able to break above as we move back up. I do think the price will move back up here slowly but surely. The one thing that I will say is that still have a couple resistance levels, and the one thing that might prevent a very quick bounce for Cardano is the fact that the Bollinger Bands are pretty tight right now, and it looks like they're really going to be closing in on the price, which may tighten up that range a bit. So you have to be careful of that, and that's why we may see a little bit of consolidation once we move a bit higher, maybe around $7,000, until we're fully ready to move back up into the previous highs area. So let's take a look at the final cryptocurrency of the daily crypto update, which is IOTA. And it looks like IOTA is moving back towards $3. Want to make sure that we get it back above that and hold. As for the MACD, it's been downtrending for a while here, so we can definitely expect that to slowly but surely flatten out and come back over to the positive sign. Pretty much the same thing for all indicators here for IOTA. And the one thing that I do want to mention is that definitely want to try to get back above $3. That'll mean that we're more or less in that lower range that we were previously. Ideally, though, we want to see it move back above $3.42. I would say as long as we hold above $3 now in the next week or two, and we really see that, even if we're not moving back up very quickly, but at least holding above $3, that's really all we need to see to be back in better standings here for IOTA. So with that being said, everyone, this is the end of the daily crypto update. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you did, and I'll catch you next time. Thanks for watching.